I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. On Tuesday, Senator Sherrod Brown led a Senate Banking Committee hearing on the impact of today's housing market on renters. The Ohio Democrat urged his Senate colleagues to, quote, go out and meet people in their community who struggle to afford rent. Earlier in the hearing, Brown called for more affordable housing and financial assistance for renters across the country.
I might add that Senator Warnock's comments about tax cuts, I might add for the benefit of his fellow Georgian on the panel that Senator Warnock joined about 18 months ago, almost as soon as he came to the Senate, joined me and Senator Bennett on working on the child tax credit, which Matt and I have talked about that, how that relieved the pressure for so many of your tenants, Mr. Dunn. For that year, it was in effect at the end of the month when they got $250 or $300 tax credit. It relieved the anxiety they felt to pay the rent, and they didn't have to deny their family or their children or themselves in those last days of the month. So thank you, Senator Warnock. Thank you. I will close. One of my favorite Abraham Lincoln stories is Lincoln one time said to his staff, wanted to keep him in the White House and win the war and free the slaves and preserve the Union. And Lincoln said, no, I have to go out and get my public opinion bath. And Lincoln would do that when presidents could do that perhaps more openly than they can today. And I urge my colleagues to go out and meet people in their community who struggle to afford rent. Most of us don't interact a whole lot with people who are about to be evicted. They may call our office, but we don't have that personal touch enough. And I urge my colleagues, if we're not doing that as much as perhaps we should, to talk to their staff, talk to people who work at the front desk, who drove to work today, who ask what it's like to rent in D.C. or in Tennessee or Georgia or Pennsylvania. Ask them how many times they have to call their landlord to get a repair made, whether it's lead that goes unrepaired, whether it's a leak that goes unrepaired, what the rent increase was, if they had to cross their fingers and hope the rising rent wouldn't force them to move. Those are everyday stories and people we may come into contact with and don't explore and ask them questions. And I would hope more of us, including myself, would do that. Thanks to the witnesses, all 5 of you remote and the 4 of you here. For senators who wish to submit questions, they're due by close of business 1 week from today, Tuesday, August 9th. To our witnesses, according to our committee rules, we ask you to respond to any questions within 45 days from the day you receive them. Thank you again. The committee's adjourned.